Hello, gentlemen. It was nice to meet all of you on the first day back from school. I hope you're all eager to get started. My name is Dr. Reichert. I'm the Director of Technology and Instruction here at the school, and also, of course, your U.S. history teacher. I want to take the time in this video to highlight a few things, go over some of the aspects of the course and of the syllabus, and then give you a chance to introduce yourselves in a very similar fashion before we meet on day 2. So with that said, we're covering U.S. history from the time just prior to the Revolution on up through, frankly, as far as we can get, but really logistically on up through the World Wars. I would absolutely love to talk more modern U.S. history, but what we're going to do is weave those current events and things that are applicable from the 1950s on within each of the units. Each unit will cover causes, major events, and effects of any event, so of any war, of any industrialization, growth, and expansion, or of any public policy decisions as they pertain to America's geography, history, economy, and public policy. Throughout the year, you're expected to learn how to communicate effectively. We'll have a boatload of practice with this. You're expected to think critically about any events and any documents that we see. Collaborate with your peers effectively and create learning artifacts that showcase what you learned. So those could be either in digital form or not in digital form. We will be, by the way, just by nature of my job and my inclination to use technology, using the iPads quite frequently, as well as on campus and many other apps and tools. So through this course, you will understand domestic factors that contribute to the development of the U.S., as well as foreign factors that contributed to the development of the U.S. That'll be in our first unit. Identify the U.S.'s role in world affairs and with specific nations, and be able to analyze how that role has changed over time. You'll be able to analyze primary and secondary sources and come to conclusions and express those conclusions about how what has occurred in history affected the U.S. and affected the U.S.'s view with other nations. Lastly, you'll be able to develop an understanding for history as a valuable tool for understanding and living in the world today. Now, what to bring to each class? Please come, we are using the Pearson U.S. History iBook, so please come with that downloaded to the next class. You must have a charged iPad. I would put a charger in my locker, that way if any charging issues occur, you can just bring your charger to class. Headphones, I recommend Apple earbuds, the standard ones that come with phones and such. We will do a lot with video, and you will do a lot with recording videos, making movies, and things of that nature, so having a set of earbuds is necessary. The apps that not only are downloaded through self-service, but many of the ones I'll expose you to, I expect that you have those downloaded, and that when they require an account, that you've created that account using your Salesianum school email. Next, just as a note, periodically I may say that other materials are needed. I'll always give you more than 1 day's notice. So that's ultimately the key. And with anything, if you ever have questions, the best place to ask is during class. There are no stupid questions. I will answer any questions you have, but then via email, just by nature of the fact that my job, apart from teaching you, takes part in all aspects of the building, and I'm very rarely in my office able to sit down and respond to email as needed. Next, how do we do well in the class? I'm a total points guy as far as grading system is concerned, so each assignment is individually weighted according to type, level of difficulty, and time required to complete the assignment. So for example, homework is typically 5 points. Presentations and things of that nature are typically around 20 to 25, though they may vary based on those criteria I mentioned prior. And as a result of some students being absent, missing assignments, things of that nature, you may not all end with the same number of possible points, so that is something to note as well. Late assignments. Ideally, we wouldn't be late, but yes, I realize things happen, and I'm not the only class. So with that said, um, for more information, really, I'm going to direct you to the late work policy that's contained in the student handbook. And any late assignments are subject to that policy. The key is that I'm expecting you to give advance notice in the event of a planned absence and communicate responsibly. So talk to me prior. I'm a very understanding person. However, without notice, I'm going to lose that ability to be very understanding. So that's it for me. I've highlighted some of the aspects of the syllabus. I do want to talk briefly about the course, but then ultimately give you a chance to introduce yourself as well. So this course, as I said, covers the time period about 1750 through 1950. So we've got 200 years to cover in really a very short amount of time. So hopefully 115, 120 class meetings, but as you know, things come up through the year. So with that said, we're going to move right along and jump into it in the next week. What I'm asking you to do is that after you've watched this video on our Flipgrid, please go in and record a very brief introduction telling me who you are, what your favorite subjects are, what you did this summer, and what one question you have for U.S. history for the upcoming year. With that said, my name's Dr. Wright, and I'll see you in class.